Are you haunted by your own curiosity? The bank's glass doors whooshed shut behind him, but the chill lingered. John clutched his briefcase, his gut twisting. He'd seen it again, that hungry look in someone's eyes as they watched another's life unfold. He'd seen it in the mirror that morning, hadn't he? It had started innocently enough. A woman, dressed in a severe black suit, fumbled with her deposit slip. Her gloved hand, a stark contrast to the worn leather, withdrew a worn passbook. Then she was gone, leaving the little book behind. John, compelled by an urge he couldn't explain, glanced at the name. Eleanor Wright. He shouldn't have looked, but he did. That night, sleep evaded him. Eleanor Wright's name swirled in his mind, a dark vortex dragging him down. Days turned into a torment of anticipation. Sleep remained a stranger, replaced by a gnawing dread. The name Eleanor Wright echoed in the cavernous halls of his mind. Had he imagined the tremor in her hand, the weariness in her eyes? Work offered no solace. Every transaction felt weighted, every interaction strained. He saw suspicion in the eyes of his colleagues, heard whispers of judgment in their hushed tones. His carefully constructed world, built on a foundation of normalcy, was crumbling. The phone on his desk buzzed, its shrill ring piercing the silence like a scream. He flinched, heart pounding against his ribs. A cold sweat slicked his skin. The flight to Lima was a blur of turbulence and fitful sleep. John's dreams were haunted by the woman in black, her face obscured by shadows, her voice a mournful whisper. He woke with a start, his heart racing, the name Eleanor Wright echoing in his ears. He couldn't shake the feeling of unease, the sense that he was stepping into something dark and unknown. The air in Lima was thick with humidity and the scent of unfamiliar spices. The city throbbed with a chaotic energy that both exhilarated and unnerved him. His contact in Lima, a man named Miguel, was all smiles and handshakes, but beneath the surface charm, John sensed a watchful reserve. Miguel spoke of the landowner he was to meet, a man named Alejandro Vargas, with a mixture of respect and apprehension. Senor Vargas is a man of tradition, Miguel explained, his voice low. He values discretion above all else. The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken warnings. John felt a shiver run down his spine. Discretion was not a quality he possessed. The estate was a sprawling hacienda, nestled amidst rolling hills and ancient ruins. As John stepped out of the car, he felt a chill despite the warm sun. The air was heavy with the scent of pine and eucalyptus, mingled with something else, something ancient and unsettling. Vargas was waiting for them in the courtyard, a tall, imposing figure with piercing eyes and a hawk-like nose. He greeted John with a curt nod, his gaze unwavering. John felt a tremor of fear run through him. This was a man who knew secrets, a man who held power, a man who could make him disappear. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the courtyard, John found himself face to face with Vargas across a table laden with food and drink. The deal was discussed, terms negotiated, but John's mind was elsewhere. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, judged. He excused himself from the table, his heart pounding in his chest.